So today I thought I'd take a look at a custom that I did, it'll be 7 years ago tomorrow, the Colonial Marines APC. So I decided to make a Colonial Marines APC from scratch. This was started from a piece of 1/4 inch plexiglass that I bolted 4 wheels to and built a structure around that. The idea was I wanted something that looked closer to the Aliens movie tank, and there was nothing on the market at the time that looked anything like that. The G.I. Joe Rhino was maybe the closest, but it was really small. And to start taking that apart, it wound up that it was easier for me just to completely scratch build it. Another factor in building this was a playability. It couldn't be just a vehicle. It had to, in this case, have functionality. It's got computer consoles. It's got driver's side chairs. It's got places for you to fit your Marines. And to give you a scale, this is a 3 3/4 gung ho figure that I have. Again, everything that needed to be scratch built was scratch built. Anything that I could add to it that was already pre-made, like the computers, the guns, I did purchase and add to it. Now, unfortunately, time wasn't so good to this. I had this out in the garage. I didn't take very good care of it, and it did see a lot of breakage. Most noticeably is I'm missing the tip of the gun, which I have, and I just spent 20 minutes looking for it in the garage. Figured out I'll reglue it real quick, and it'll be none the wiser. But of course I couldn't find it, but I do have it. That will go back on. Another thing that was damaged over time is the rails for the gun. They were functioning. You could move the gun up and down. I don't even know what happened, but it's missing a big section of it. This ladder had broken off. I literally just gave it 2 new supports. It's missing a tail light. So a lot of it's very minor, but had I taken slightly better care of it, none of that would have happened. Here's a look at the. I'm assuming these were supposed to be computer vents of some type. And you got the exhaust. All the doors work. It actually does roll. Even the front, I use an actual piece of glass for the front windshield. The front cannon comes off. This was a 2-inch PVC fitting that I just added a cap to. Used 2 guns from Terminator Salvation. I think it was the T600 came with it, and they looked fine to me, so I went with it. The side door opens. It's on a little track, and the top part is broken, but that opens and shuts. I forget the time it took me to build this, but weeks. And I would put in, as much time as I possibly could. The light used to work. That doesn't work anymore. The battery went or whatever, but again, checking back inside. I did any little details I could, like adding fire extinguisher packs, Colonial Marine guns that I had gotten from Marauder John, and it just gives that nice little extra bit of detail. The computer chair is on a slide. Same with the controls. What I did was just use a piece of square stock glued a round nub to the bottom, so that again that swivels. All the control panel swivels, same type of idea. I took a lot of liberties as far as the interior goes, and did my own take on it. But all in all, I was extremely happy with the results. I had actually made a custom set of Colonial Marines to go in it. Those I sold off. The only reason why I really didn't sell it is because there's really no way to ship this thing without it being damaged. Plus now it's got, the breakage which needs to be fixed. But that aside, I don't see this thing surviving any type of UPS or USPS shipment. It would, locally, if somebody wanted to buy it, that's a different story. The other side to that is I got about $200 invested in it. So I'd be looking at a turnaround of at least that. And I know there are some companies now looking to come out with their own. And I'm not sure what the price tag on those is. But I'm going to now try to keep this in a little better spot inside and take better care of it. Put Gung-Ho back in here. Again, you can see him for size comparison. It was a really, really good build. I was really happy with the way it came out. Even going along, I really didn't run into many issues with it. The only real problem was finding schematics of it to know, how wide the wheel opening is, how wide the front should be. And this whole vehicle is slightly wider than the movie version. If I could have taken out maybe 2 inches out of the center of it, it would have probably been more properly sized to what you saw in the movies. But you know what? I'm not really so worried about that. Like I said, I'm going to fix that gun. Let's see if I can get this on here without doing more damage. Yeah, it was working where you could slide it up and down. I'm just assuming from it sat out in the garage for 6 years, so, and hot and cold, I'm sure it made these plastic pieces brittle. It compromised the glue. This whole back panel actually had started coming off. I glued that back on. But anything that is damaged is relatively easy to fix. It's not, it's just a matter of taking the time and doing it. I'm definitely going to fix the gun. The rest of it, I don't know about. I don't really care enough. And I've moved away from 1/18 scale. So keeping this would be basically just the idea of time I put into it. And, I think it's a really nice piece still. Even, just to have it as a reminder of work you've done. So that is a look at my Colonial Marine APC. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later. If you enjoyed the video, please take the time to like and subscribe. So as mentioned, I did give it a better home. It's my computer desk. And it kind of fits in, because here is a 1/18 scale helicopter that I never sold or anything. I just left it. And then there's a couple of Chatmate vehicles. And then I believe it's a BBI Humvee. So it does fit in. I do also have the 1/18 scale alien. So I may set up a little dial, maybe with an alien on the roof. I may look into, I know there's companies that now produce 1/18 scale Colonial Marines, so maybe I'll get a couple to fill it. But on the bright side, instead of being in the garage, this is where my APC tank will reside. Again, I appreciate you watching, and I hope you have a great day.